Oh no, I literally just got up and I went to bed about 2 o'clock. And then I couldn't sleep.
We're at, we're still pulling back a little bit.
No, I literally just got up.
Oh, that's fine.
Really good.
All right, the chat's on. Okay, good. All right, so let me screen share right now.
I figured because yesterday was a mixed day.
Yeah, you had your kind of your up and down. It was a little confusing too. So I see that as well. So I mean, you can still see how, like, still see this is the highest point right here, this 443. We still see that's the highest point, so we're still creating highs. So it's like they have this high here, they're coming back up here, rejecting it, and then the next point is here. So 442.3 is going to be your new resistance here, but you can see there's still a little bit of weakness here in the market because we're sitting right here on top of this support level. But you can see, I mean, this is all pre-market, but you can see like the sellers kind of coming in here with this little wick. But let's take a look at the hourly too. Hourly is coming into oversold. But you can see we're pushing past the support. So right here, I would be watching this area to see if we open up above 441 or if we open up below it. If we open up below 441, then more than likely we're going to take it to 439. If we can hold this level and open up above this level, then that could be a possibility that we want to take it back up to this resistance. And remember, I recalculated these zones yesterday. So we had resistance up here, and then I had put the new support down here. So we're pulling back. You can see we're pulling back. Let's get 15-minute, but a lot of these lower time frames are oversold, but I still see, I see some weakness here. Let's go to the daily. And like you said yesterday, even though we opened up lower, we came all the way down, we pushed it up. So you can see, okay, this is where we're at right now. So you see this mark here where I marked that on the daily. So this is definitely opening up lower. But like I said, if we can open up above the level, then we got some chance to keep it afloat here. If we open up below it, then coming down to support. But remember when we started pulling back and I'm like, yo, I said this would be a nice little pattern. And remember, he was like, oh, filling that gap. I'm like, yeah, filling that gap and taking it back down over here to, like, I would like to create a higher, higher low. So maybe like the 434, because that was the next area above the 431. Remember, it was the next resistance. So if we can create a higher low here, pull all the way back. And create this double bottom back up to this area here. And you can see this would be one rejection, two rejection, and then
the third one breakout.
Then then a possible break on the third one. Maybe a little bit of consolidation here. Could even create a flag, right? Could even create a flag in this area before they go. But either way, these are possible patterns, right? Because right now, overall, we got a lot of strength in the market. So I don't see us right now going too far down. Let's look at the monthly on it. And I meant to do some I want to do some analysis on some other stocks that I've been looking at, but I'm going to put it in a group.
Okay.
With some potential trades, swing trades.
Nice.
So this here is where we're opening up at. So you see, this is where we closed at in June, and this is where we opened up at in July. So you can see it's kind of head on head. So this could be a possible little like rejection and consolidation. This area here. This is, what is this, 435? Look, that's the area too. I'm going to show you. See, 1, 2, support here, and then resistance and support here. And look at this area. It's 436.
Yeah.
So if we can come down at least to 436, 434, that's actually good movement, because you see how it would consolidate between those
Yes.
zones, but still be above on the higher time frames.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to be, you know, just to consolidate between these levels for another breakout.
Right.
You know, I don't know, but that's what it, you know, we look at what could possibly happen, what would look good, you know, what would keep it, like, if it moves this way, this would be potentially healthy, right?
Yes.
And we know this is the support here, which is back to that 417. So I mean, worst case scenario, even if we freaking take like, I don't know, I'm gonna pay attention to how this consolidates this month, because even if we're at 443 and say we just get a crazy ass fall, we take it all the way back down to this level here, like more than likely in August we would open up and come back to the top, because you can see this could, I mean, this is a pretty big candle, but either way we're at the top of it, right? We're at the top of the resistance, but we know we're breaking out. But see this here, the only thing about this, the stop at here at where it's at currently right now, I did say about 454, you know, if we can get up to 454, that's good. And look in this area, see, this was the, I don't see us going past 454 right now. Like there would have to be, I think there's got to be a lot of tug of war around that area before there's a break either way. But you see this line, this middle line is the 454 area. Resistance, resistance, support, right? So it's acting as support and resistance here in this line. And so even if we take this little candle here all the way up to here, or even if we just consolidate until we break out, either way, at this, once it gets here to this 454 level, I believe there's going to be a lot of tug of war. But as of right now, let's clear this out. This was the open. This was the close of last month, and this is the open. Technically, it's resistance right now at this point, but this is a higher resistance. This is like this is a stronger resistance, 454. So even if we get a little bit of strength, say we pull back, you know, a little bit here, this is 436. These would be your areas on the higher time frame. So this would be your support, your midway, and then your resistance level. Right? So say we do got enough strength to break through, I think this is going to be kind of where we go, if the bulls can keep up with the strength we got going on right now. Right? So I know that there's been a lot of tug of war in the past, but when you're in a breakout here, you got to be prepared for a spot to take off again. And you can even see these levels here on, this is on the daily. So even if we consolidate against this wall, say we hold this gap, because this was the 435. Say we hold this gap here, right? Between this gap and because this gap is like, you have to go fall below 441. Let's see where we're at right now. We're at 440. So yeah, we're pulling back. We'll get the new levels in a minute.
Okay.
But so we are, so this is 440. Yeah, it looks like we're closing in on this gap, because we're opening, we're more than likely going to open up below that level. Right? But either way, pulling back to 434 would be healthy. And then on the daily, say we here, right? Then you got your resistance wall here. You pull back to, you know, around this area somewhere, right? And then you break through. That would be your breakout point right here. That would be your breakout point if we can hold these levels here. So this was the low. This would be a potentially higher low. Rejection, rejection, breakout. So you see how this pattern could potentially play out based on like trend. And then on the higher time frames, this is your resistance point. So once we get here, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. Because it's tough. This is a very tough area right here. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's recreate our levels on these lower time frames, because these stocks are going. They're good. It looks like it appears it wants to come all the way back down to this freaking 200 in May, which is good. We're at 4.
Healthy pullback.
Yeah, we're at 440 right now. You've seen the levels that I said that we could put it, the lower high was like 436.
Yes,
434,
exactly.
somewhere around there. So have it coming down to this 200 MA, that's around like 438. And this is the 1 hour. You can see it's oversold. So, you know, you can see it has a lot of space to come down. But again, the bulls are very strong. So like, even if we hold this 200 MA, remember, we're very oversold. So even if we hold this 200 MA, that's okay too. Let's look at it from the weekly perspective. Yeah, so you see how, all right. So you can see how from the weekly perspective, this is the support level on the weekly here, because look at this, 1, 2 weeks of trying to push through, and then the third week they went above. So you can see these 2 weeks, they were holding this level as resistance. So yeah, and it was, and then this is 433. This is your next level of support here, which is the one on the higher time frame that we was looking at. It was around like 433, 434, there, here. So right now we're here, but on pre-market we're kind of further down. See, I think this is where the 200 MA is too on the hourly. All right, so yeah, so I do see some pullbacks in the market today, but I wanted to go through that with you because I wanted to show you the strength, right? So even though we're having these pullbacks in the market, we want to still see the big picture, because if we say, okay, we're going to follow today's trend, we're going to take some bearish, a bearish movement. We don't want to